Okay guys, welcome to a new tutorial. Today we're going to be making a wine glass in Blender. If you guys can hear a lot of wind and a lot of banging behind me, we're currently in the middle of a storm, so just ignore it. I'm hoping that the microphone's not going to pick up on that, but yeah. They've been talking about power outages, and they've also been talking about heavy snow and please don't drive and all this kind of stuff. I mean, like, we live in England, like, you get about 5 centimeters of snow and everyone loses their mind, so you know, it's not like my friend in Canada who's got snow plows and stuff like that, and he goes around getting rid of the snow for everyone. I mean, literally a couple of meters high where he lives. But yeah, this country kind of loses their minds when the weather's bad. So anyway, we're going to be making a wine glass today. So what we want to start with, we're looking at cycles to begin with. Just change your engine, your render engine to cycles. And then what we're going to do, come up to the top here, where it's add. You want to go to mesh, and I always start with a circle. So put your circle in, you see it's quite small. I'm just going to scale this out a little bit. Okay, so we're looking at making a wine glass today. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to split the atom and give you guys a side view. I hate doing this, it's like another one bites the dust. I've got like 3 mouses on my desk here, we just moved into a new place. Whoa. Tried not to knock over the camera at the same time. And like, my mouses, they just break on me like crazy. I think the box that I had my mouse in was dropped. I've got another one here that's kind of I got a side gig. Yeah, because I need a new keyboard and I also need a new mouse because I write books. My keyboard is now wearing down. So, hopefully we've got a mouse that works now. Yay! The scroll wheel's still broken on this one, but it works. At least we're not ghosting the scroll wheel. Right, so we will start again because things happen, technical issues. So, what we want to do to make the wine glass is, we've got the basic circle now. We're going to go up here, we're going to go to edit mode. You see that we've got a lot of points here. And what we want to do is we want to make a face because this currently doesn't have a face. So just press F on your keyboard, press E to extrude, and you'll see that it's just come up in the corner here. So now what we want to do is we want to make the curve going outwards of the glass, and then I'll make the underside of the glass afterwards. I'll teach you how to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up here and I'm just going to, when I can get to it, here we go. Yeah. So we're just going to go toggle X-ray so you guys can see what's going on. We're going to need that. So, just going to bring this down a little bit, so G, and then press in the center of your scroll wheel. Also, what I need to do, I've neglected to do, my gosh, I wasn't prepared for today. Right, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Screen keys. Yes. We would like the screen keys. Great starts to today. Right. Here we go, here we go. We got the screen keys going. Right. I think it's because I've unplugged my mouse. Maybe there's something went wrong. Right, go to faces again. And just click this. Right. So we want to scale just slightly outwards. So S to scale. Just bring it slightly outwards. E to extrude. We're just going to go slightly. E to extrude again. Then you just want to go inwards just slightly. So S for scale. E for extrude. S to scale. It should just pin it on one axis, by the way. E for extrude, S to scale, and what you're going to do is you're going to just slowly go upwards to the stem of the glass. As you can see that I'm doing here. Great way to start off a tutorial. Everything's gone wrong. This happens, technical issues and stuff. Yeah. Everything's an absolute mess. My bins, they fell over today as well. I usually keep them when it's really windy like this. I'll tie the bins together. I'll keep them huddled, but it doesn't exactly help when some of the bins have just been emptied and they literally have no weight to keep them upright. So S to scale. Storms in my area are a little bit tricky. We don't get flooding. Thankfully we don't get flooding. But well the farms flood. Where all the pathways are and stuff. They flood. And it tends to be singular roads, but around here there's too many hills. So you're going to want to bring up your wine glass to a point. Now my one's pretty steep. It's not as flat as you would find many wine glasses. Maybe I could go back and just fix that real quick. So yeah, your wine glass your wine glass can be any size that you'd like it to be. I'm more used to being around unique styles of wine glasses. Just E for extrude, G to move it, and then click the center of your scroll wheel to get it to the correct axis. We want to go for hold on, let's go straight up. So E, straight up, scale in. E, straight up, scale in. E, straight up, scale in. I do like to tell little stories whilst I'm doing these tutorials, but then I realise, like, I need to be doing these tutorials. You guys don't want to hear what I got to say, I guess. But, well, maybe you do, I don't know. So, right, so now we've got to the stem. So we're going to have, like, a very wide stem at the base, and then it's going to come in very thin. So, E for extrude. I'm just going to go in just slightly, so that it curves with the piece, but we're kind of making it a bit thicker. So E for extrude again. Scale inwards. E for... Oh, what did we do? I pressed the wrong button. E for extrude. Scale inwards again. E for extrude, and we're just going to go straight up. Now this can be as long as you'd like it to be. And depends on what type of glass you're making. To me, I'm just making a standard wine glass, but if you wanted to make a flute, you gently come back out and then come back in. If you were making a gin glass, you would come out more fuller at the bottom and then come in. But for us, we're just going to curve it inwards, just a standard wine glass. So E for extrude, scale outwards, E for extrude, scale outwards. And just make sure that the scale is kind of smooth as well as you're coming back out. I think I'm going to make that just a tiny little bit longer. So just G, pull that up a little bit. E for extrude, scale outwards. E for extrude, scale outwards. You kind of get where I'm going with this. E for extrude, scale outwards. Make it nice and curved, coming outwards. So now you can see this is a little bit too straight for me, personally. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull out some of these vertices right here. It's okay, like if you guys did the same thing with me and kind of made a little bit of a hoo-ha at this point, a little bit of a mistake, but you know, I think it's part of the learning process, certainly. And I think it's great that you guys can see that I'm making mistakes, so you guys just don't go, oh, you know, I'm not very good at this, you know, I can't do this. And, you know, the thing is, like, I've been doing this for years and I'm still making little errors here and there. What I'm going to do, side view, just x-ray that, and then I'm going to select this, just scale it up a little bit, so that it matches the base. Just slightly. As my art tutor used to tell me, happy mistakes. It's B for box select, by the way, so press B, then it'll select what you need. And just highlight it. So, we've got this now. Just going to go back onto faces, get my main face. Come back off the x-ray on this one. We're going to go E for extrude, E for extrude, and then as we're getting towards the top, we're just going to scale inwards just slightly. E for extrude, scale inwards. I'm going to pull this vertices out as well. E for extrude, just scale inwards slightly so you've got that curve of a wine glass. Now, when you get to this part, so scale that one out a little bit. We're going to do a little bump around the top and then we're going to go inwards. This is why I've got the X-ray on this one right here, so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So, E for extrude. And we're just going to go outwards just slightly. E for extrude again. E for extrude. And then scale inwards. E for extrude, scale inwards. So you're making the lip that's going round. E for extrude, scale inwards. Now we're going to start going downwards. So we're going to start going down inside the glass. So I'll just get into this side right here. And then we're going to go G, go down, E for extrude, and we're just going to go down, down, down. So E for extrude, just go down again, scale outwards slightly to make that lip. E for extrude. And to be honest with you, I might just go to the X-ray version just here, just to show you guys what I'm doing on the inside. So, here we are. So we've got the outside here, this will be the inside, which is the darker grey. Scale outwards. And what you're going to do is you're just going to go E for extrude, go down, E for extrude, go down, go E for extrude, go down. Maybe leave a small gap between your outside and your inside of your glass. A lot of people have turned around to me and said, well, why don't you just do duplicate? Like make a duplicate on the inside and then just link everything up. And to be honest with you, I think that just takes a lot of time. Excuse me. The best way of doing this, take your end here and place it up against your last vertices for the outside, and then just scale up. And then E for extrude, go down to your next one, scale it up, E for extrude, scale it up again. It depends how thick you want your glass as well. So if you'd like your glass quite thin, go quite towards the edges. If you'd like your glass quite thick, go towards the middle more. However, if you want your glass thicker at the bottom, which wine glasses tend to be thicker at the bottom, you might want to go from thinness, 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 and then come out as thick at the bottom. So, E for extrude, go down, scale, E for extrude, and these tend to be quite flat. E for extrude, E for extrude, and then as we go to the bottom, we're just going to scale inwards. Show you can do it neater than I can. E for extrude, scale that puppy inwards, and then once we start getting to the bottom, maybe instead of having this up against your outer ones, maybe bring it in a little bit. E for extrude, scale that down again, so that you've got that little lip at the bottom. And then this is what your wine glass should look like. I'm just going to put that back again because we've got one more bit to do. So we want to do the underside of this. So if you've noticed that when you get a wine glass, go on man, scroll out. Why have I got two mouses with broken issues? So yeah, you want to go for this. So the base of a wine glass is not going to be flat. The base of a wine glass is going to curve inwards. So take this last face that you've got, E for extrude, but don't move it, scale inwards, E for extrude, don't move it, scale inwards, and then we're going to go G, press in the center scroll wheel, and then upwards slightly, E, again, scale, and then just move that inwards, so G. So you can see now that you can see the inside of what's going on here. So you don't want to clip that. You don't want this coming all the way out here. You want this coming just underneath. E for extrude, scale inwards, G, and then go on to the blue and just scale that inwards And that's going to give you the bottom of the wine glass. Now, when it comes to making glass, I'm on 4.3, I think, here. Excuse me. So, what you're going to want to do, that base is a little bit too large for a little wine glass such as that, but I'm just going to make some edits to this wine glass. So, this is the X-ray version. I'm just going to grab these two, just scale them outwards. Now, if you just go on red, it's going to scale it one way and it won't scale it the other way. So what you need to do is you need to scale it outwards and then you need to clip it down. So like I've just gone outwards there. So if I go scale and I just go along one axis, you can see what happens. The glass is deformed. You don't want that, right? So what you want to do instead is press S, scale outwards. You notice that the glass is still deformed. So outwards we go. Now, you want to scale this just downwards so that it kind of comes in a little bit neater. Now I'm going to take this vertices right here as well. So let's see, one on the number pad, and we want to go with your edge select, B for box select, and then scale outwards. And you can see that we've got a nice round glass. Now you can scale this upwards, you can scale it downwards. To me, I like to edit my stuff a little bit. So let's see. So I'm just going to scale this upwards a little bit. It gives it a bit more roundness for a wine glass because it's looking like a bit of a gin glass. And that will be my roundness. Now, we come into edit mode again. Come on. Have we frozen? We've frozen. Give it 2 seconds. It doesn't actually show up on my recording for some reason, but I currently have a spinning circle and various other things going on right now. Ah, here we go. Right, so I'm just going to move this outwards a little bit so you guys can see a little bit more of the program right there. There we go. Right, so we want to smooth this out, so we're going to go with the right click and we want to go shade smooth. Now notice that we got a little bit of bumping going on here, so I mean, like, you could go edit mode, press A, right click, subdivide, and you can also go to add modifier, and if you type in smooth you can actually smooth this out a little bit. Hang on, let's go to edit mode. So you notice that this is not very smooth and this is more smoother. Right, so we got our little wine glass going on right now. So what we want to do, you notice we've not got any lights in the scene as well. I got rid of those. So go to light, you got points, G to move, and then go along your axis. Go to light at the bottom here, you can edit that, just turn up the wattage. Let's go 100,000, it just works for me. Let's see. Excuse me. Just going to move this so you guys can see. Right, so we're going here, light, which is right here at the bottom. You want to just turn that up a little bit. I'm also going to put a plane in there so you guys can get some refraction from that. Scale it outwards. Right, so this one, we want to make it glass. So we're going to click new. Principal BSDF. We're going to go to glass. Glass BSDF. Blimey, that's hard to say. And then we're just going to reduce the roughness here. And then you will see that we have a glass with some nice stuff in it. So I'm also going to Just make this a little bit brighter so you guys can see. We've got the glass effect on the inside. I'm hoping that this is working correctly because I seem to be a little bit choppy on my my recordings here. So we've got that. If we add a cube, you'll notice, put the cube in the distance there, scale it up. I'm just going to change the colour of the cube to green. You'll notice that we can see directly through the glass as well. And if we move it around the glass, you can see how the light refracts the cube at the back as well. So yeah, sorry about the technical issues to begin with. I'm going to try and find a mouse that actually works. I've got 3 here. One of them scroll wheel's not working, the other one scroll wheel's not working, and Lord only knows. I do have a 3rd one, but I don't know whether that one's going to work, but I will see you guys in the next tutorial. And hopefully I will be better suited to what I need to do. Thank you for watching if you've got this far and you've been this patient with me. Yeah, have a great day. See you later.